Hello, my friends. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how, as we get older, people start making assumptions about us? They think they know what we can or can't do, what we should care about, or, here's the kicker, how much time we have left. It's almost like they're looking at us through this filter that's not even close to who we really are. But you and I both know that life doesn't work like that. Age is just a number. It's the stories we've lived, the lessons we've learned, and the people we've loved that truly define us. And here's the truth. Some of those stories, those lessons, and yes, even those struggles, they belong to you. They're yours to hold, to treasure, and sometimes to keep private. Today, we're diving into a powerful topic, the 9 things you should never share with anyone. Why? Because protecting your peace, your dignity, and your freedom is more important now than ever. These 9 things are like little guardians of your happiness. And trust me, once you hear them, you'll understand why keeping certain things to yourself isn't just smart, it's empowering. So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's embark on this journey together. By the end of this video, you'll see how a little discretion can go a long way in creating a life of grace, strength, and joy. Are you ready? Let's begin. 1. Age. It's just a number. All right, let's start with something everyone asks about at some point. Your age. It's such a common question, isn't it? How old are you? And it might seem harmless at first, but let me tell you something. Sharing your age can lead to all kinds of unexpected consequences. Here's the thing. When people know your age, they often start making assumptions. Maybe they think, oh, at 60 or 70, you probably can't do this or that. Or worse, they start offering unwanted advice, acting like you need to slow down, or even treating you like you're running out of time. And that can be so frustrating, right? But let me remind you, age does not define you. You're not a number. You're a collection of experiences, of moments, of laughter, and even challenges that you've overcome. Your value isn't tied to how many candles are on your birthday cake. Here's another reason to keep your age private. Ageism. Unfortunately, it's still a real problem. Even if people don't mean it, they might judge your abilities or your future just based on a number. And that's not fair, is it? You've worked hard to be where you are, and you deserve to live life on your terms, not based on someone else's expectations. So instead of answering that age-old question, why not shift the focus? The next time someone asks, "How old are you?" just smile and say, "Old enough to know better and young enough to keep going." Let them wonder. Let them focus on who you are, not how old you are. Remember this. Life isn't measured by the years you count. It's measured by the moments you create. So keep living, keep thriving, and let your age remain your secret. After all, it's your story to tell or not to tell. 2. Money. Wealth whispers. Now let's talk about something that gets people really curious. Money. Whether you're living comfortably or still working toward financial stability, one thing's for sure, your financial life is your business. But you know what happens when you start sharing too much? Things can get complicated. Here's why. Money is a sensitive topic. When people know about your financial situation, whether you're doing well or struggling, it changes how they see you. If you're doing well, it might invite jealousy or even expectations. Maybe a friend or family member starts hinting that you should help them out or cover costs. It's awkward, isn't it? And on the other hand, if you're having financial difficulties, people might start pitying you. They might assume you've made poor choices or even treat you differently. And let's be honest, that's the last thing anyone needs. But here's the truth. Money doesn't define you. It doesn't measure your worth, your kindness, or the life you've built. Whether you're saving every penny or have a little extra to spend, your financial situation is yours to handle in the way that works for you. You've probably heard the saying, wealth whispers. And it's true. The most dignified way to approach money is to keep it private. By not sharing, you avoid unnecessary drama, protect your relationships, and maintain control over how you want to live. So the next time someone brings up money or starts asking questions, just remember, you don't owe anyone an explanation. A simple, "I manage fine, thank you," is all you need to say. Keep it simple. Keep it yours. In the end, it's not the money in your bank account that matters. It's how you use it to live a life that feels meaningful to you. Let your actions and generosity speak louder than any numbers ever could. 3. Family secrets. The sanctuary of home. Now let's step into a more personal space, your family. Family is where our strongest bonds are formed, but it's also where things can get complicated. Let's face it, every family has its challenges, disagreements, misunderstandings, even long-standing conflicts. They're part of the story, right? But here's something important to remember. Not every chapter of that story needs to be shared. Why? Because family is sacred. It's your safe space, your sanctuary. When you start sharing private family matters with people outside, it opens the door to judgment, gossip, and even unnecessary drama. You might think you're just venting, but the truth is, outsiders can't always see the full picture. They form opinions based on what you tell them, and those opinions can affect how they view your loved ones, sometimes unfairly. And here's the thing. When family issues are exposed, it can damage trust within the family. Imagine how you'd feel if someone shared something personal about you without your permission. Keeping family secrets within the family isn't about hiding. It's about respecting the bond you share and giving each other the space to work things out privately. Now, I'm not saying you should bottle everything up. If you need support, talk to someone you trust, a therapist, a counselor, or maybe a close friend who knows how to listen without judging. But when it comes to casual conversations or public sharing, less is always more. Remember this. Every family has its ups and downs, but those moments are part of the connection you share. By keeping them private, you create an environment where healing and growth are possible. You're protecting the very thing that matters most: love, loyalty, and the sanctuary of home. So the next time you feel tempted to share a family story, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, does this need to be shared, or is this something better left within the family? Most of the time, the answer will be clear. Some things are best kept between the walls of home. 4. Medications. Your health, your choice. Let's talk about something we all deal with as we age: our health. By the time we hit our 50s, 60s, or 70s, chances are we've got at least one medication or treatment in our routine. Maybe it's for blood pressure, arthritis, or something else entirely. And while it might seem normal to discuss these things, sharing too much about your medications or health treatments can actually create some unwanted consequences. Here's why. When you tell people what medications you're on or what health issues you're managing, it can change the way they see you. Instead of seeing you, the vibrant, experienced, capable person you are, they might start seeing you as your condition. Suddenly, you're not Mary who loves gardening, or John who's the best at fixing things, but Mary with arthritis, or John with heart problems. And let's be honest, who wants that? Then there's the unsolicited advice. You know what I mean? Someone hears you're on a certain medication, and they start offering miracle cures or unscientific advice. Oh, you should try this herb, or that diet, or this special supplement. It's often well-meaning, but it can be overwhelming, right? And sometimes it's just plain unhelpful. But the biggest reason to keep your health information private is that it's your business. You have the right to manage your health on your terms. Sharing every detail can sometimes make you feel vulnerable or even judged. like people are scrutinizing your choices. So, what's the best approach? Be selective. If someone asks about your health, you don't have to dive into specifics. A simple, "I'm doing what works for me," or "my doctor and I have it under control," is enough. It's polite, it sets boundaries, and it keeps the focus on you as a person, not your prescriptions. Remember this: your health is your story to tell or not to tell. By keeping those details private, you protect your dignity, your independence, and your ability to live life on your terms. After all, you are so much more than any medication you might take. You're you, and that's what matters most. 5. Sexuality. Intimacy is sacred. All right, let's move into a topic that's deeply personal and often misunderstood. Sexuality. Here's the truth. Intimacy doesn't disappear as we age. In fact, for many people, it becomes even more meaningful. It's not just about physical connection, it's about trust, companionship, and love. But here's the thing: sharing too much about your private life can lead to unnecessary judgment or misunderstanding. Society has this funny way of treating intimacy in older adults, doesn't it? It's almost like people forget that romance and passion are timeless. But let's be clear: what you share about your intimate life and who you share it with is entirely your choice. Here's why keeping it private matters. Intimacy is sacred. It's about the bond between you and your partner. Sharing those details can sometimes diminish that special connection, turning something beautiful into something open to scrutiny. And let's face it, people love to gossip. They might judge your choices, make assumptions, or worse, reduce your relationship to a stereotype. There's also the matter of respect. Your intimate life isn't just your story, it's your partner's too. By keeping things private, you show respect for both yourself and the person you care about. Now, let's address another truth. Your needs and desires may have evolved over time, and that's completely natural. But those changes are part of your personal journey, not something you have to explain or justify to anyone. So, the next time someone pries or asks something a little too personal, you can politely but firmly say, "That's something I prefer to keep private." It's simple, it's classy, and it sets a boundary without making things awkward. Remember this: intimacy is about connection, not explanation. By keeping your private life private, you protect its value, its meaning, and its beauty. It's yours to cherish. No one else needs to weigh in, because at the end of the day, love and intimacy are ageless, and they deserve the respect that only privacy can provide. 6. Charity. The quiet power of giving. Now let's talk about something that truly reflects the best parts of humanity: giving. Whether it's donating to a cause, volunteering your time, or helping out a friend in need, charity is one of the most beautiful things we can do. But here's something many people don't realize: there's immense power in keeping your charitable acts quiet. When you give, it should be about helping, not about recognition. Sharing the details of your generosity might feel good in the moment, but it can sometimes send the wrong message. People might see it as seeking praise or validation, and that can take away from the purity of your intention. After all, true generosity isn't about what others see, it's about what you feel in your heart. And let's not forget, talking openly about your charity can create pressure for others. Maybe they aren't in a position to give as much, or maybe they feel inadequate because they're struggling themselves. By keeping your giving private, you allow others to focus on their own journey without comparison. Here's another important reason to give quietly: dignity. Not everyone wants to be seen as a recipient of charity. When you give in private, you respect their pride and autonomy. It's not about shining a light on their struggles. It's about helping them without making them feel less than. Think about it this way: the most meaningful acts of kindness are the ones that don't need to be announced. They're the small, quiet moments, paying for someone's groceries, donating anonymously, or simply offering a helping hand, that have the biggest impact. So the next time you give, resist the urge to share it with the world. Let your actions speak for themselves. As the saying goes, what you give in secret will be rewarded in silence. Remember this: true generosity isn't about the applause, it's about the difference you make. By keeping your charity private, you not only honor the people you're helping, but also preserve the purity and joy of giving. Because at the end of the day, the quiet power of giving is what makes it truly priceless. 7. Honor. Protecting your reputation. Let's talk about honor. Your reputation, your dignity, and the legacy you've built over a lifetime. By the time you reach your 50s, 60s, or 70s, chances are you've achieved a lot. Maybe you've raised a family, built a career, or made a difference in your community. These accomplishments are something to be proud of. But here's a question: do you need to talk about them all the time? There's a fine line between celebrating your successes and constantly seeking recognition. In today's world, where people love to share every achievement, it's easy to fall into the trap of oversharing. But here's the truth: true honor doesn't need to be announced. It's earned through your actions, not your words. When you talk too much about your accomplishments, it can sometimes come across as boasting, even if that's not your intention. People might feel envious, inadequate, or even annoyed. And let's be honest, none of us want our hard work to create negative feelings in others. Instead, let your legacy speak for itself. Those who truly know you, your family, your friends, your community, they already see and respect what you've done. You don't need to remind them. In fact, humility often garners more respect than any words ever could. So, the next time you feel the urge to bring up a big success, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, do I really need to share this, or will my actions and the life I've lived say enough? Remember this: honor is like a quiet flame. It burns brighter when it's not overshadowed by words. Protect your dignity by letting your legacy shine through your deeds, not your declarations. Because at the end of the day, the truest respect comes from who you are, not what you say. 8. Insults. Letting go of past hurts. Now let's touch on something that every single one of us has faced: insults. Maybe it was a harsh word from someone you cared about, a moment of humiliation, or an experience that left you feeling small. Those moments stick with us, don't they? They have a way of resurfacing when we least expect it. But here's the thing: what you choose to do with those experiences can make all the difference. When you hold on to insults, when you replay them in your mind or talk about them again and again, they become a weight you carry. And that weight, it doesn't hurt the person who insulted you, it hurts you. It keeps you tethered to the past, preventing you from fully living in the present. But here's the truth: letting go of past hurts doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending they didn't happen. It means choosing not to let them define you, choosing not to let them have power over your future. And here's where privacy comes in. By keeping those painful moments to yourself, you give yourself the space to heal. Sharing them with others can sometimes invite unnecessary opinions, judgments, or even pity. And that's not what you need. What you need is peace. So, the next time you find yourself dwelling on an old hurt or feeling the urge to talk about it, take a deep breath and ask yourself, does revisiting this bring me closer to healing, or is it keeping me stuck? Remember this: the past is a place of reference, not residence. By keeping your wounds private, you allow yourself to process them on your terms. And when you finally release them, you'll find a lightness, a freedom that's worth so much more than rehashing old pain. Because at the end of the day, your story is about resilience, not resentment. Let go of what weighs you down and make room for the joy, peace, and strength that you deserve. 9. Personal beliefs. The strength of your mantra. Finally, let's talk about something deeply personal, your beliefs. Whether it's a mantra, a guiding philosophy, or a spiritual practice, we all have something that anchors us in life. It's that little voice or principle that gives us strength when times get tough. But here's the thing. Not everything sacred needs to be shared. Your beliefs are yours. They're shaped by your experiences, your challenges, and your victories. They're deeply personal, and not everyone will understand them. When you share them openly, you might invite questions, skepticism, or even criticism from others. And let's be honest, your beliefs don't need anyone else's approval to be valid. There's also a unique power in keeping your personal mantra or philosophy private. When it's yours alone, it remains pure. It doesn't lose its meaning or its strength through explanations or interpretations. It's a quiet source of comfort that you can draw upon whenever you need it. But maybe you're wondering, what if my belief could help someone else? And that's a good question. Sometimes sharing can inspire others, but it has to come from a place of sincerity, not obligation. If you choose to share, do it thoughtfully and only with those who you feel will truly respect and appreciate what it means to you. So, how do you protect your beliefs? By keeping them close. When someone asks, you can simply say, "I have something I live by that keeps me grounded," without diving into the details. That way, you protect the sanctity of what gives you strength, while still honoring the curiosity of others. Remember this. Your beliefs are your foundation. They don't need to be broadcasted to be meaningful. By keeping them private, you preserve their power and ensure they remain a constant source of guidance and peace in your life. At the end of the day, the strength of your mantra lies not in how many people know it, but in how deeply it resonates with you. So hold it close, cherish it, and let it be the quiet force that helps you navigate life with grace and confidence. And my friends, and there you have it, 9 things you should never share with anyone. These aren't just rules, they're choices. Choices that help you protect your dignity, your peace, and your freedom. Because as we grow older, we realize that what we choose not to share is often just as powerful as what we do. Think about it. Your age doesn't define your worth. Your finances don't dictate your value. Your family, your health, your intimate life, your acts of kindness, your accomplishments, your past hurts, and your personal beliefs. These are all deeply personal pieces of who you are. They're yours to hold, to honor, and to protect. By keeping these things private, you're not hiding. You're empowering yourself. You're setting boundaries, valuing your experiences, and living life on your terms. Privacy isn't about secrecy. It's about control. It's about deciding who gets to know what and when. So, as you move forward, remember this. Silence isn't empty. It's full of power. When you protect what's sacred to you, you create space for peace, for resilience, and for joy. Now let me leave you with this. Life isn't about sharing everything. It's about sharing the right things with the right people at the right time. Hold on to the things that matter most. Protect them, cherish them, and let them guide you toward a life of grace and strength. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below, whether it's a 1 if this spoke to your heart, or a 0 if you see things differently. Your voice matters, and I'm here to listen. Until next time, remember, wisdom often lies in what we don't say. Live fully, live quietly, and always live with purpose. Thank you, and take care.